I think for me, when I first started networking, I was really bad. And I would go in and I'd be like, who in here, is gonna just was the right style. Whereas now it's like, you look like a laugh, let's get a beer and but just literally to catch up with friends. I'm Chris Willmott, and I run a technology consultancy called Pentascape. Our past is actually more kind of like a web agency, but we sort of moved into tech consulting, not because of COVID, but that certainly helped catalyze that process. But now we've sort of focusing very heavily on helping businesses mobilize and deliver web technology projects, as opposed to necessarily getting involved in the details. We're sort of helping them see the bigger picture and sort of put a program in place and how to move forward with that. Yeah, that's what we're now doing. I think, the bait that is, easy to take and go for is, yes, I think the biggest thing was certainly, I run my own business, and there's a few things that I suppose make COVID and lockdown rather more amplified in my situation. So there were things, I was also very grateful of lots of things. I have a family and I've got young children, and I was, I wasn't lonely, I wasn't on my own. I just, had to really think about people and what they were going through. So everybody has a very different experience of what lockdown was like and what felt bad to them, maybe, nothing to somebody else, and vice versa. But my story is basically the business had really good pipeline, and just, any small business owner will know this. We had a couple of projects that were naturally coming to a close, plus we had two really good deals in the pipeline, and they were investor backed. And anybody who was paying attention to the news at the time will know that the markets went bye. So we got calls like, we're going to delay on the project. So I'm just like, right, we'll just snooze the business, follow the team, and just spend the lockdown time with the family. As anybody knows with young children, it's a lot of work goes into that. And when they're at home, feeding 4 mouths, clothing everybody, feeding everybody, keeping everybody happy and safe and sane was a full-time job.
Totally.
I think from a personal side, and you'll hear people say this a lot, and it's definitely true. It's the work-life balance thing. I think I really want to spend more time with my children. I've sort of been given it's like I've been given a trailer for the movie of like how life should really be. And I was just like, why are we, what are we doing, like working all this time and like, just coming home and basically reading a story and sending the kids to bed. And like, children are fascinating. They really do stuff that you just don't even expect. And, that you can learn, I think grown-ups can learn from children, the same the other way around.
Oh, absolutely.
But, so I think, we've made decisions in the business that will, like, so the way that we plan on growing sort of 2021, 22 onwards is going to be more sympathetic to family life, even down to the way we plan on, hiring people in. And, there are a few really good Kent-based agencies that we're sort of following at the moment. And we think, so 𝘮𝘰𝘬𝘦, they've got a really good thought leadership around how you should treat your staff and how you should bring in the balance of life. So we're sort of, getting a lot of inspiration from what everybody's doing now. How do we, our business has always been digital and we've always worked flexibly and worked from home, but how do you actually bring meaning to that? How do you make it so things work properly? Customer expectation is that this is now how we're all going to work. It's not just a perk that you can work from home. It actually makes sense.
Correct.
We're distributed teams, and what are our clients doing differently, and how do we adapt to that? So for me, the positivity is, without trying to sound too deep and meaningful, but like, what is the purpose of life? What do you want from life, and what do you want from work, and how do you make those two things work better? And we've been given this opportunity to reflect and look at what's important. And there are thousands of things I could talk about that are specific, but I think the general thing is it's made everybody realize that actually we can do things differently.